where am I? I have been traveling quite a lot this summer, so I haven't had a chance to make a video or knit or spin quite a lot. But what I did manage to do is use some of my leftover yarn to knit another Sophie scarf. I had all of this blue left, which I managed to finish, and then I had some white and then a little bit of gold color. Let's try it on. I actually think, I guess I kind of timed it well with this blue shirt. No, I haven't blocked this, so it's like a little bit small still. But there we go. I really like this different color tip here. I feel like it gives it a nice accent color. So that's that. Seriously, if you have leftover yarn, I feel like this is a really good solution, the Sophie scarf. But then again, where I live, it's always really cold, so it's always handy, even in the summer, to have something like this. So that's finished, and I'm away now, so I brought some stuff with me, but I haven't started anything. I have 4mm needle with me, and I have mohair, these two colors here. This gold is the same as this here. And then I have the leftover white as well. And I have not decided what I want to do with this. I kind of want to make a full-size scarf. Like, how many scarves do I need? I need plenty, because the everyday scarf that I have, I don't have it with me now, but I think I knit it in, it was one of my first knits. It's like a tubular scarf. I'll put a picture or something here. Here we go. So this was my first ever knit, and back in the day I didn't even know you could like knit in the round, so basically I made like a normal scarf, and then I joined it very poorly, actually, right there, but I still use it. It was my first knitting project ever, and I finished it, I want to say in 2014. So that's 10 plus years, and I'm still using it. Like, every winter I dig it out and I put it on. And it's a little bit worn, it's not the best, but I have a personal attachment to it, and that's why I'm always wearing it. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to, like, you know, put it aside for a bit and then wear something else, because it's literally like I've been wearing the same scarf for 10 years. That's the magic of wool, everyone. That's it, like sustainability at its finest. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll change it up and then like do a combo of this or something like this. I don't know. I almost don't want to use this because I'm having such an unpleasant experience with this yarn. Today, I even got an email for the upcoming advent calendars. When I saw that, I was just having flashbacks of nightmares trying to finish this up. I'm never buying an advent. I know I've said this many times, but I'm pretty sure that many of you are getting emails for advent calendars again. And if that's your thing, like, fine. But if you have several advents from like previous years and you don't know what to do with the yarn, don't go and buy another advent. Like, this is not the way. But okay, anyway, so I brought this because this leads me to my next rant. I went to a knitting shop here. I'm staying in Helsinki for a few days. And I don't know how it is in other countries, it's the same thing in Norway. When you go into these knitting shops, you cannot buy a pattern unless you buy yarn. Now, this for me is a problem because first of all, the only yarn I'm buying now, if it's mohair or something like this, but I spin all of my other yarn, right? So I don't need to buy more yarn and I don't want to buy more yarn, but I would be happy to buy patterns because I just don't want to invent things all the time. Like sometimes the things that I do, they come out messed up because I'm not a designer. I'm not a professional designer. Like this is me trying to find a solution to things, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, so it frustrates me. It does, because I think when shops do that, they're doing a disservice to themselves and to their customers. I get it that perhaps that was necessary back in the day when you didn't have the internet, right? Like you were forced to go to a shop and then get yarn and the pattern from there. Like this was a business advantage for the shops, so that if they wanted to sell more yarn, then they had to force customers to buy the pattern, right? But now in this modern age where you have access to the internet, it just doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense anymore. And it frustrates me because I can go online and buy the pattern directly from the designer. I can do that. Like it doesn't stop me from doing that. But when I go to these like specialized shops or boutiques and they force me to do it, it puts me off because I can just go directly to the source and support that designer. But when you're forcing me to buy more things that I don't need, it's like what is the point? Like what is the point? Like when I went to one of these shops, I thought, okay, I'll browse around, maybe I'll buy like some notions. I have most of the needles I need, but sometimes sometimes I need new stitch markers or like things like that. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll go in and browse around, and if I find a pattern that I want or a few patterns, then I can just like buy something else and then just support the business, you know, like not just get the one thing. So I went in one of these shops. I won't say the name, like I that's not the point. I went into one of these shops and you cannot buy any of the patterns unless you bought like 4 to 5 balls or skeins of yarn. And I just walked out. I just walked out. I did. Like, what's going to happen now is that I'll just go directly to the designer and buy their pattern and then just print it out at home. And what happens to the business now, me going there with an open mind, trying to like support their business, they're not going to get anything from me. They're not. So I don't understand logic. And this has happened to me several times now. Like, I'm so adamant about this topic that I just walk out and decide not to do business with them. Yeah, like I don't even know why this is like provoking me so much, because when it comes to my hobbies, I'm really like relaxed. I don't worry about it. Like I know things are gonna cost money and I spend money. Like if I really enjoy something and I feel like it's really good quality, I buy it regardless, because I don't have any other large expenses. Like this is something that brings me joy, and I like supporting handcrafted things, or I like supporting artists. But this way of doing business, it's not for me. So let's just leave it at that. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is, well, I'm ranting about this because I went into that shop hoping to buy a pattern that I could use to finish up this yarn, like a t-shirt or like something new that I don't have to invent myself, or a scarf or a shawl. Like, especially for this, it would be cute, but that did not happen. So I will have to do some research online, or look up the patterns that I saw in that store and then just go directly to the It's the next day, and I have been at it since 7 a.m. in the morning. It's close to 8 p.m. now, and I have just gotten back to my Airbnb, and I want to make a snack. I There's no time to make a full dinner. Like, I want to shower and get to bed because I'll be repeating the same thing tomorrow as well, and I am tired. But yeah, while I prep my snack, I thought I would tell you a bit about where I was just now. I went out to get some snacks, but I also went to 3 bookshops because I'm stubborn. I I thought I would have a look at their knitting book selection. They have lots of interesting designers here in Finland, and you also have the Line book magazine, and sometimes they have really nice patterns there. And the book is a bit, okay, I wouldn't call it's pricey because it's kind of thick, and like they have nice designs there, but I wanted to go and like look at the books there before committing to something. Unfortunately for me, they have very few books in English. They did have a few in Swedish, which I guess I can understand because I speak Norwegian, and the majority of them were obviously in Finnish. I do understand some Finnish, but when it comes to knitting, I don't want to struggle. Like, I've previously purchased a knitting book in Finnish, and it's not easy, especially if you're trying to learn a new technique and then you're trying to understand what the author's trying to say. And I'm not the best at it, like even in English. So there we go. So I didn't buy anything, unfortunately. But here's a clip of what I saw. But that was that. Maybe if I have the energy, I'll do a little bit more research. Maybe I'll end up going to a different knitting store and then seeing if they have other books or patterns that I can get without buying more yarn. So I'm back home now, and I thought I would finish up this video with a conclusion to my trip and what I plan to be doing next. Towards the end, I did manage to find a book, and I'm pretty satisfied with my finding. So I got the Softly Timeless Knits by Sari Nordlund. And well, here, if I just read the back, it says, Sari Nordlund is one of Finland's most popular knitwear designers, whose creations have graced knitting magazines around the world. She has also collaborated as a designer for leading yarn manufacturers. Sari has a unique ability to turn the everyday beauty of her surroundings, Finnish nature, Helsinki's Art Nouveau architecture, art, and popular culture, into an abundant source of knitting inspiration. So I got this, and well, it fit a couple of my criteria. First, it was in English, and second, it has cardigans that have cable work, but also like a normal sweater with just like cable work as well, and then some like patterns for accessories, socks, and yeah, and also like a t-shirt. So, not a t-shirt, a tank top. So I feel like I really got lucky with this find. And while I was at the bookstore, like I just started to read the first pattern to like make sure that I understand it. Now that I've read a few patterns, I can tell right away if like I'm gonna have a hard time. And this seemed good enough, hopefully. So I'm very satisfied with this purchase. Um, this has 22 patterns, and I got it for 30 euros, which I think is a deal. I mean, if you buy patterns from online, it can be like from 6 to like even 10 euros per pattern. So that would say, like, okay, I go online and buy 3 patterns, and that's already 30 euros. And here I have 22 patterns for the same price. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing something with this, especially with all the fiber that I haven't spun yet. I'm craving a cable sweater or cardigan or something with cables, like white, no color, just white. Here's a close-up of the book. And now I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I wanted to show you what type of patterns this has. Like when I saw this, I was completely sold. This, and for sure, this right here. That's also very cute. So, I think, oh yes, and there's even more patterns. But if we have a look here, and she has like explanations for the annotations, which are very nice. I am eyeing this sweater right here. I'm looking forward to spinning some of my yarn and doing this one. Oh, other than that, I also almost finished this shirt. I need to finish doing the collar, like fold it over, and the armpits, and then sewing in the ends and blocking it. It's a little bit short, like a little bit, like I could have had maybe 5 centimeters extra, but I'm hoping after I block it, it stretches out a bit, because last time I used this yarn, I feel like it's like what I made was so baggy in the end, it was like twice my size. So then I was really conservative and made it even smaller. So I've tried it on and it fits just a little bit short. So let's finish this. But I consider this almost done, so I'm satisfied. So during my trip, I was doing some thinking and reflecting, like, what do I want to do with this leftover yarn? And I thought that I should really try, like really try to make everything, like all my garments and accessories myself. Like really push myself and challenge myself. And then I thought, okay, well, do I even need anything recently, like now? And then I realized that I do. As I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a master's on the side, and hopefully I expect to graduate sometime this year in the fall. So this means I have to have something nice. Now, I already have a blue dress that I'm going to be wearing, and the dress has some silver accessories and silver shoes. And then I thought, okay, well, then maybe I will need a silver purse. And then I thought, okay, well, first of all, I have a few purses already, and I don't need another item, especially something flashy that I will probably use like 3 times. So then it occurred to me that I can make a nice purse for my graduation, right? And then I remembered many, many, many years ago, I had to dig it up from like the bottom of my basket. I remembered that I have this. It's a um, metal clasp for a purse. And I thought this is perfect. This is perfect. If I can combine this with, for example, this white and this color. Okay, it doesn't match my dress maybe, but regardless whether I end up using this for my dress or not, I thought, now that I remember that I had this, that this would be a good project. And that's basically all I have managed these past few weeks. I have seen a lot of Tour de Fleece videos though, and that's crazy. Some people have spun quite a lot of yarn. I am impressed. And it occurred to me, as I said earlier, that since I can't do Tour de Fleece because I'm doing all this other stuff during July, that there should be a different event. And I heard, I don't do this myself, but like those people that train on their like indoor bikes, that they have like cycle to like across Middle Earth, or like cycle to Mordor or something like that, and like you do it in teams and stuff, or like you can choose like another setting. I don't know if they have like Narnia or like something else altogether. And I thought that was funny, but then it occurred to me that I can do spin to Mordor like during the fall or something. I have to look up when it is that they actually started their journey, like the fellowship, or if I would start like from where Frodo left the Shire, and then I have to give myself like a deadline and like count how much I spun and then compare that to the distance that they travel. Maybe like, if I remember correctly, I read a long time ago, I think it was like something like 3 kilometers. I have to look it up. So so that could be a thing. Me, this crazy person spinning to Mordor. I thought that was funny. Like, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I guess that appeals to me. It's the, I guess, the total distance that appeals to me, rather than just like spinning as much as you can or want within a period of time. So then it's like, okay, I did 2 kilometers or three or whatever it is, and then you stop there. And then if you don't manage to do it, then you have to count, okay, maybe you just like stopped at Rivendell for that year. I don't know what I'm saying. There's no plan whatsoever. Um, but I thought the idea was pretty funny. I even have Lord of the Rings maps. I have a book here. Let's get it. Oh, yes, I am this type of nerd. I'll just have to like give this a read. Like maybe make it based on regions of the map. Like for example, I just opened a page here. Like here is a map of East and South Farthing, or basically the Shire. Okay, there's a map of the Shire there, and then you can like you see the scale there. I think that's funny. I think this is the beginning of something for sure. Like spin through Middle Earth. I think we're onto something. What do you say, my precious?